So we're gonna be breaking down a game of Dzukill playing Yone versus Shen. Just some things about me, because most likely you guys never really heard of me. I have reached GrandMaster 650 LP with 58% win rate, with less than 400 games, playing exclusively Yasuo and Yone top lane during Season 11. This game, we're going to be going over Dzukill playing Yone versus Shen. So about the matchup, Yone would like to space as much as possible against Shen, just look for some clean trades early on with some Q poke, avoid taking as much damage as possible early. From Shen, it's mostly about the Qs of Shen, the 2 empowered autos that he gets and the shield. That's where the majority of his damage comes from. We can be looking to dodge his E with our Q3 or E. We'll preferably be looking for freezes the majority of the lane around this area. So once Shen makes a mistake, we're going to be able to chase him down through the whole lane. We have quite some space this way as well. We'll be safe from ganks too. And we're going to be able to chase Shen down with Q3 and E as well. So once his E is down, he doesn't really have where to go, right? And about his W, whenever he pulls out W, there isn't really any point of attacking him. I mean, you can do it if you would like, preferably keep some distance. You can use your W to deal some damage on him, and also absorb some of his damage too. There we go, Dzukill with the spacing, just some Q poke. Doesn't really give any kind of opportunity to Shen to trade back. Shen wasn't really able to get push lead in this case, so Dzukill can be looking for the chitty recall at the third wave. Once he stacks up the big wave, he can make it crash, and because Shen doesn't really have such great pushing power, he can come back to our lane and stop pushing towards him, get the freeze, and in that case, Shen is also playing with Ignite. So once he makes a big mistake or Dzukill utilizes and makes a nice play, the lane can be basically over. Dzukill with a max Q3 range and W poke. Decides not to look for the recall. Some poke under the tower. And here under the tower at this point, he cannot really do that much. Just some spacing. Looks for the short trade with his E, Q, and W. At this point, if Dzukill doesn't really get active with Shen's wave, he will get a slow push back towards him. What's down for the jungle? We're not quite sure. Actually, enemy jungle started on top set, so we know about that. One shot and Dzukill misses that. So there he was going to be able to run him down afterwards if he went for a tiny bit better trade. He messed up a tiny bit, which is still fun. He has TP, wave slow pushing towards him, he can recall, buy an item, TP back to lane, and get the wave to freeze. And right now, because Shen plays with Ignite, he shouldn't really be able to contest freeze, especially with this little HP, because he will put himself in a very vulnerable spot. Since the wave right now is also very big, Dzukill will preferably like to thin out the wave just like he's doing right now. I'm looking to use his E as well if he would like. There's a fight. I'm looking for the free kills. Something secure here. Gets the kill. Goes back to his wave. Should be looking at this point to just maintain the freeze. If that's going to be possible actually. But Vel'Koz doesn't really allow to do so. Kind of questionable by Shen. Not quite sure why he actually went for that. So we have to be careful about poke from Vel'Koz. I'm looking to crash the wave as fast as possible. If Vel'Koz goes immediately back to mid lane. Yep, he does. this point he has to make sure to utilize his AoE abilities, which is Q and W, to hit as many minions as possible at the same time. Because we are looking for the wave to be pushed on the tower as fast as possible and make it crash. Just like he's doing right now. So most likely gonna buy boots and double daggers. Actually, he can do this as well. So at this point, wave is bouncing. Fighting doesn't really allow him to use his E to hit him and get out immediately. That's why he was going out than like this downwards, which resulted into him being able to get this nice trade because he knew Shen was looking for that E. At this point, he can look to crash the wave, poke Shen under the tower even more, and force him to either stand, get the minions, and potentially die, or just get the vehicle. And lose quite a few of minions. Nicely done. If he was looking for the Q as well, he was gonna be in quite some danger. This guy is level 6. At 2v1, it's gonna be kinda risky if Dzukill goes for Kha'Zix, because Shen will have ultimate, which most likely he knows and he has put into consideration. So at this point, he has to play it patiently, play it nice and smart, don't rush anything. Get the poke down like this, Q3, look for the Q3 max range poke, whenever Shen will be going up for the CS. Even more poke, perfect, now he's looking to crash the wave, and here is where he will be forcing Shen to make a decision. If Shen decides to stay, Dzukill doesn't really have to go for any risky dive, just go for things that are secured. Just some poke down, there was no good reason for him to actually go for the ultimate, because the kill wasn't going to be possible that quickly. Just get him low enough, so his teammates can finish him off just like this. At this point, just looking to get the tower, the minions. He'll most likely get this wave, the next one, plus the plate, and look for the vehicle. And let's see what his buy is going to be. W is down, and he can do, yep, there we go. Make sure that he doesn't get taunted. Very nicely done. Really good usage of his ultimate. And in case anybody of you wonders why he didn't go for his E, it's because his E, he was saving it for just in case Shen was gonna be able to immediately create a very big distance between the two of them. So thus this was going to be his follow-up tool. He knows, yep, very nicely done. He knows Kha'Zix is very squishy, he should not be woken up like this. Gets a really nice opportunity, and because he was able to save his flash this whole time, he was able to score this kill. Decides to stay for the tower, because this is going to be the first tower plus to play it. So very big goal. Should be looking to get this tower, the plus the wave, and look for the recall immediately. He'll have enough gold as well to buy Shellbow plus another crit cloak and go for Infinity Edge immediately. And let's see if he will go in top lane right away, or if he will go for like somewhere else, since he has his TP as well. Might be looking for Scuttle, in case Scuttle is still up on top side. Shen right now is basically wave, which is a really good move by him. If you guys are behind, you should never be looking to push the wave really quickly. So he decides to leave Scuttle for Ranger as well. He can be looking to steal some comps, maybe Krags will be up. He can be looking to actually stack up Q3 from Krags if they're up. Okay, they're not. So crushing the wave here is the best option, since we need to make it crash and it will bounce back to us. In the meantime, while the wave is pushing back to us, we can be looking for something else, which he is doing right now. I'm spawning, so he can be looking to steal that. Just has to be aware of the map, the enemy jungler and the enemy mid laner. Here it is here, so he is quite confident about staying here and looking for a fight, just in case they try to contest it. Can look for the Q3 here. Yep. Fortunately, at this point, he can't really do that much. It's gonna be quite passive. Quite risky. Mid lane is missing. Okay, there he is. We slightly saw him there. But it gets a bit risky. He has a bounty and it's not really worth it for him to stay for a fight, but it's not worth it. At least the reward ratio is bigger. I'm looking for the ultimate and then do it immediately. Let's see what he does. Plays it really patiently. Nice. Was a bit more patient, so Varus was going to be by himself, like sort of isolated. Unfortunately, messed up the ultimate for Varus and went on Victor. But this is still fine, because the outcome of the whole fight was pretty good. 3 guys are dead. The other 2 are quite low HP. Crashes the wave. Makes sure to steal a camp before he gets the recall. Should be picking up pickaxe at this point, because he's missing 160 gold for BF sword. And if Drake's up, he could be looking for that. If not, he can be looking to go back on top lane eventually. Let's see what he does. Fortunately, we're missing some information because of the map cover. Decides to go back to top lane. Do the wave slow pushing back to him from Shen. So will he push this wave immediately? Yep. Pushing this wave, he might be either looking to make a rotation towards mid lane to make a play with his teammate or teammates, or look to steal some camps. Let's see what he decides to do. Wants to make sure the wave crashes fully because of this wave over here. Nicely done, very good spacing, nice utilization of his W, of his Q, of his E, basically everything. Vel'Koz is dead, Varus is mid lane, Victor is bot lane, Shen is on top. Kazakh's mid lane, so we know about every single one of the enemy team members, where exactly they are. Shen maybe used... No, he didn't use ultimate. Maybe after crushing this wave, he can be looking to make a move towards mid lane. Because of Fars being by himself under the mid tower. Ideally, if there is a camp, yep, there is a camp, so he can be looking to stack up his Q3 from here. He can be looking for the ultimate immediately. Let's go for something a bit more secure. With Q3 then ultimate. Unfortunately, there was the ult from Shen saving Varus. He's kinda low right now. Has to be a bit more cautious with his decisions. Can take this wave quickly. I'm guessing he has information about every single one, or at least the majority of the enemy team members. So that's why he's going for this tower. Otherwise it will be way too risky. And Dzukill wouldn't really go for anything like this if it wasn't safe enough. So there is Varus. I don't think he will stay. Pops the Oracle lens to make sure there is no vision around him. We'll get this wave quickly. And he might actually stay a tiny bit longer to be able to get enough gold for... But unfortunately, overextending a tiny bit more gets him punished. Fortunately. So my guess was like why he overextended a tiny bit more, actually overstayed, was because he was looking to get that extra gold that he needed for Infinity Edge. So once he would go for the recall, he was going to be able to buy IE and get his power spike. Fortunately, Varus played that quite well and got the kill. At this point, Dzukill will be looking to actually go on bot lane to match Shen. I thought he was going to go towards top lane to get push the waves. So for him to get the waves, get the tower as well, the tier 2 on top lane, which is worth 600 gold. And then recall and move towards bot lane to match Shen, get the waves, and look to get this tower as well, which is another 600 gold. It was like he actually went for the camp just to get the gold for IE. Gets blue trinket, which blue trinket is really useful once you guys go at a split push on a side lane as a top laner. You can look to put vision, for example, here, 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 and here at pixel bush. Because if somebody will be looking to make a move towards bot lane, right? You'll be able to spot them like in advance and know who exactly is coming, how many of them are coming if there are multiple, and be able to make your decision as to if you can actually stay and keep on pushing, or if you will have to back away and be a tiny bit safer. Right now at this point he's playing around pressuring on bot lane against Shen, because Shen is not really able to match him, since Dzukill is quite fed, which means that if they really want to be able to kill him and deal with him properly, they will have to send multiple people on bot side. We have Shen inside the bush, gets out, gets a pretty decent trade actually, because of the tower shots. So there is Varus mid lane. We're not quite sure about the rest because we can't really see the main map fully. So about his next move, we'll most likely go for Gromp, I would guess, to get some HP back and stack up his Q3. Now gets back to his E with Q3 to get over the wall. Before he kills Gromp, he gets Q3 just in case Shen was gonna walk up with a wave, so he was gonna be able to get on top of him immediately. And even if he didn't, it saves him time. There is a fight, so he can be looking at this point to pressure on bot lane. Make sure that he doesn't let Shen to use his ultimate. Shen might be looking to go a bit more for the buck. Bit of patience played actually from him. He didn't use ultimate because he knew Shen was going to be able to use his E as well at the same time and escape. So he won that mind game over there. He was a fighter mid lane, so 3 guys are dead. He's quite low. Shilbo is up, but it's still quite risky for him to actually stay. The other 2 are most likely missing after the mid fight, and most likely going towards bot lane to collect the wave. And if Dzukill was going to stay, they could have been looking to go behind and look to close a way of escape. He's looking over there for the TP. Yep, there it goes. And at this point, since they are quite ahead, they can be looking for the team fight. Rakan has a really nice... Okay, there we go. He knew about them, seems like they had a ward, which we couldn't really see. Gets a kill on Vel'Koz. Might be looking for the flash at this point for Varus. His E is coming up very soon as well. Patient to play, doesn't have to use E. He'll be looking to follow up. Yep, and use his E for extra damage as well. Do this, so patiently with his Q, and unfortunately he doesn't really get the penta because of Nivea. But really well played, right? Doesn't rush his E, just holds it for the perfect moment. And when the perfect moment appears, he takes it immediately and gets such a great result. They get the ace, gets the top tier 2 tower by himself, so very big goal, 600. Uses his E to dodge Q from Vel'Koz. Since he has Shilbo as well, he can go for that kill. And with the movement speed from his E as well, he's able to catch up regardless of the slow from Vel'Koz. Before he gets a recall, he can be looking to get a camp or 2. Can be looking for the E Q3 here on Varus, but seems like Varus went to the side. He has to be careful about Varus on the side right now. For the jungle, they have a ward, yep, there is Varus. Can be looking for the E over the wall. Collector's behind him. Really nicely played. Really clean kill. Let's trade flashes. Gets the kill before the recall. Maximum amount of gold. Distance. And most likely gonna be looking for some MR. Yep, so QSS in this case quite good considering the amount of CC that they got. So in case he gets CC'd by Varus ultimate or taunted by Shen, or potentially if he gets stunned by Victor W, QSS is gonna be really crucial in this case. Tenacity will be an option, but it's not the best option. It's not such a good option actually. QSS is much better. And right now they can just be looking for the teamfights. They have a great setup with Rakan. Nice pick potential as well with his charm and knockup. And Anivia's stun, ultimate slow, and wall as well. Gets some poke down from Varus. Should be looking to stack up his Q3, so he can go over the wall with E Q3 then. And just like that, a bit risky, so he has to go back. Ultimate is coming up, E is on cooldown still. He will be looking to push away from bot lane. Before he finishes the wave, he will most likely stack up his Q3. Yep, just like that. Looks for the EQ3 plus ultimate. Really clean, 2 kills immediately. Really nicely played. And what you guys can replicate from this play is to look for the engage with Yone out of Fog of War. So the way he played that, for example, here was he was behind the wall. They weren't really able to see him. So him going for E plus Q3 gave a really like small opportunity window for the enemy team members here to react, and it gave him the lineup that he needed, as we saw, for him to get the 2-man knockup or just multiple man knockup, right? This is a bit risky, it's still playable if I don't mess up. Nice ultimate, a bit risky going for Kha'Zix, because if Kha'Zix reacted earlier he wasn't gonna get the hit, so Vel'Koz was a safer option. Still manages to get kills, really nicely done, and this should be game over. Just need to wait for the wave on both sides. And this, as we can see, is the game. So I would really appreciate your guys' feedback. Let me know how you like the way I did this game analysis slash breakdown. If you like it for me to keep it this way, if you would like for me to make some changes, if so, what exactly? I would really love to hear your feedback. So let me know about that, and thanks so much for watching. See ya.